Hi, this is Dr. Clancy again, and I just want to go over the overview for Module 1. In every module, we list your responsibilities and what you need to do, and then we give your readings. And as I said, we're going to really rely heavily on the text for this course. And also, this document will become very dear to your heart. It's the Onondaga Health Department Community Assessment and Prevention. It goes over all the populations that you're going to select one that's at risk, and they give you a lot of data. But there's other areas to get data. One is your county health department. One is the city of Syracuse. There's a lot of data sources out there, and it's one of your responsibilities to kind of dig into what's available and get some good data to support why you selected a certain population. Or pediatric and lead poisoning. We're huge in Syracuse in lead poisoning. And what's the first thing you notice when you go into a home to do a home visit, if they have lead poisoning or not? It's chip paint. So you learn a lot of good skills of the trade. The other thing I really want you to learn is the Site 211. Every county has a site that lists all their support agencies, and ours in Onondaga County is 211. We were kind of late in getting it up. It's been up for a few years now. But when you discharge a patient and they're going to an at-risk area, you might want to make sure they know about 211 because they can go on there and find an agency to help them. And here are your activities: the integrity, academic integrity, the clinical code of conducts, which you must read before you start your clinical practicums, the module discussions, and the end of chapter questions are assigned. And as we said, plan your semester on your calendar. And then every module has the course schedule. And in Module 1, you're going to look at chapters 1 through 4, and there's one question in each chapter that you need to answer. And it's very interesting to see all the different takes on answering the questions. So you'll gain a lot from reading your colleagues' remarks, and then you need to at least reply to 2 of them. And these are the foundations for public health nursing. What does it mean to live in a healthy community? And it's interesting, the video is from Canada. I'm very close to knowing about the Canadian health system, which their citizens love. And there's not that huge waiting line that we always hear about. I've never met a Canadian, and I'm there quite often, that does not love their health service. And what is public health nursing, and how is it different than acute care nursing? And the quad competencies for public health nursing. What are the quad competencies? And you might want to address some of these when you're doing your journal and your practicum hours or answering any of your questions. And then Healthy People 2020. They're already doing Healthy People 2030. And it's interesting how it changed from 2000 and then they did 2010 and now 2020, and how they've expanded, and how like a good night's sleep is very important now, and nonviolent neighborhood is very important. You know, they have that saying out there, you might not agree with it or not, but you tell me a child's zip code and I'll tell you how that child's life is going to turn out. We're very impacted by the environment in which we live. The other thing I want you to get close to is Robert Wood Johnson's Culture of Health. At Cuca College, I teach a course, Culture of Health. It talks to how the culture of a community has to be a healthy culture, else everybody suffers. And then, as I said, here's the Onondaga County's assessment. Hundreds and hundreds of pages. You don't want to download it, but you do want to maybe put it as a favorite while you're taking this course, and go through the table of contents, and that can kind of narrow down where your group wants to select an at-risk population. City of Syracuse. This is very interesting, how to decimate a city. And we did that with Route 81. This is an article from the Atlantic Journal Monthly. And we had a very vibrant 15 ward down where the Syracuse Housing Authority is right now, next to the hospital, and how we decided to sell that to citizens of Syracuse who made a lot of money, and then move the people out, redline other areas of Syracuse so they couldn't even buy houses, and really create that kind of inner city area with very difficult for them to get out. I used to take all the students over to the Syracuse Housing Authority and do health fairs. And I couldn't believe how many children had respiratory problems. Well, of course they have respiratory problems. 81 goes right through their homes. And it's interesting, even with the new configuration of the proposed 81, it's going to stay very close to them. They're like their third generation now over in the Syracuse Housing Authority. Those people have a very close community, very supportive of each other, and they don't really want to move. This is that site 211 I told you about. Spend some time and walk around it. It's very interesting. And Center New York Vitals. It comes from the Community Foundation, and it gives us a lot of good data on what's happening in the community. And these are some organizational information of community health and public health nursing. The Robert Wood Johnson, as I said, the Culture Help, the Institute of Healthcare Improvement, the AAA, which you should all know about, refugee help. Here in Central New York, we have a large refugee population. And the study of refugees are so interesting. Many have to spend years in camps before they get assigned to a country. They can tell you what 3 countries they want to go to, but they really get assigned. It was interesting. My cell phone got soaking wet in a rainstorm, and I took it to one of these fixed cell phones stores over on James Street. And when I went in, a gentleman looked at it, and he goes, I can fix it about 20 minutes. And sure enough, he had it fixed in 20 minutes and was working fine. And I said, where did you learn how to do this? And he goes, well, I'm from Syria. And I had to spend 7 years in a camp before I had an opportunity to come to America. I wanted to go to Canada first, but I was assigned America, so I've been here. And we used to have competitions in the camps about who could fix the cell phone the quickest. And one of the big problems was if a cell phone fell in water. So I said, well, my God, you certainly helped me out. And it was interesting. And then the CDC monthly report, this whole thing with COVID and sending information to the Center for Medicare and Medicaid, CMS, which is an agency under the Department of Health and Human Services, that's huge, huge, because the CDC has always been the caretaker of our healthcare data in the U.S., and putting it into an agency that's really overseen by the executive branch is a little scary. And I certainly wrote my congressman and told them, or sent them an email and told them how concerned I was about that. And then again, Healthy People 2020. And then we have the Worldometer, see how fast our population increases all the time. Rural nursing theory, a lot of the colleagues, professors have gotten their doctorate degrees from rural areas, and they have an interesting take on healthcare. The 10 essential benefits of the Affordable Care Act. I know the present administration has been trying to do away with them one at a time, but it still is the law of the land. You still cannot be denied access to health insurance for a pre-existing condition, and there's no ceiling on the health care dollars that they can spend on you. Women's rights have been altered a little bit, but the 10 essential benefits included mental health. It's been chipped away a little, but it's still there. But every nurse should know what benefits are covered under the Affordable Care Act. So take some time and review that. And social determinants of health have a lot more impact on your ability to stay healthy than many of us think. There's 4 main ones. One is your access to health care. That's why we see ambulances all over the cities. They're not sitting in Dunkin' Donuts to eat donuts. They're sitting there because they know the quicker they can get to a victim, the better percent chance of survival that victim had. So access, and that's where community homes, health homes came from. They can get you into a doctor soon. The next one is your genes. It's about 20%. And then there's your behaviors, huge. 40% of your health is on behaviors. And then your environment. If you live in a bad environment, like the children do in Syracuse Housing Authority, it's going to impact your health. And then we've gone through some theoretical statements that are interesting to reading. And every, I can't see it here, but every module ends up with ask a question. So if you pose a question, it'll get sent to my email, and as I said, I should answer it within 24 hours. So that's Module 1. A lot of good information. As I said, spend some time just walking through the different support documents I have on there. Feel free to ask any questions you have. And again, I look forward to working with you. Thank you.